Will there be justice for Gabby Petito? By the end of this video, you're going to have my thoughts on that very question. So stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney, I'm a negotiation expert, and I've been doing some videos on the situation with Gabby Petito, the very tragic and horrible situation with her. And I wanted to weigh in on my thoughts now that Brian Laundrie is gone. And I did some videos as well on what's up with the parents, which you can definitely check out. And I also did a video on the whole botched situation with the cops and that whole second body cam that had surfaced. And so I wanted to weigh in on where we are and whether or not there would actually be justice for Gabby. And my answer, by the way, is no, and also potentially yes. And here's what I mean by that. So now that he is gone, will the parents face charges? Probably not. And here's why. With him gone and with his body having been so deeply degraded, the last I heard is that it was inconclusive how he even died. They sent his remains off to an anthropologist to even see if there's a way to find out how he died. My guess is we'll never know. And with her, they haven't released much about how she died other than she was strangled. We will probably never know the circumstances around that. Her family will probably never know what really happened with that. Maybe there's some forensic evidence around, but really, will her parents really know the final circumstances around that? Probably not. If he had lived, there may have been something that could have come out with questioning him. My guess is, though, that there were no witnesses. He could have claimed that it was self-defense even, something that probably nobody really would want to hear at this point. But, I mean, who knows? He could say, oh, she was attacking me, all of those kinds of things that he was saying during that one stop that everybody did see. So who knows? But maybe there was some forensic evidence underneath her fingernails, something. But the truth of the matter is that we're never going to know what happened at the end there. Unfortunately for Gabby's parents, they're really never going to have that closure. They're really not going to know what happened at the end there. So as far as justice for Gabby Petito and her family, we're never going to really understand what that final motive was, what happened there, whether or not it was an act of passion, whether or not it was premeditated, all of those things, whether or not he actually even did it. We think he probably did. He probably did it. But to prove that he actually did it, that's probably not going to happen at this point. And without that tie, getting his parents on the hook is almost impossible. So getting some kind of arrest for his parents at this point is also pretty unlikely. Unfortunately, having some sort of charges for his parents at this point where you can maybe get aiding and abetting or obstruction of justice or something like that, probably also pretty unlikely, because in order to have those kinds of charges, he would have to be charged with something, and without being able to prove that he did something wrong, would not be able to charge them with something either. So therefore, you don't have that. And by the way, to prove that he did something wrong, that would mean that the law enforcement agencies would continue to want to do that. They would have to continue to investigate, to prove the cases. Money would have to be involved. which law enforcement agency would want to continue to pour money into that to prove that? Would it be Wyoming? Would it be Lee County, Florida? Would it be the federal agencies? None of those agencies would want to continue to pour money into this at this point. You know, these people have budgets, these agencies have budgets. The budgets are pretty limited at this point. So will Gabby have justice at this point? Probably not. In that sense, will her parents have closure? Probably not. So in that sense, will Gabby have justice? Probably not. Here's how Gabby could potentially have justice, though. By seeing a change in the system, by people looking at the footage of that second body cam and looking at my video and videos like mine that point out the signs that the police officers missed and saying, hey, there were a lot of mistakes that were made during that investigation. And there are still a lot of Gabby Petitos out there who are in toxic relationships. And these kinds of situations are preventable so that potentially we can save other Gabby Petitos that are out there and potentially say, let's not have this happen anymore, so that we can train people to see the warning signs and potentially help them so that this doesn't happen again, so that we can get them to safety, so that we don't say to them, hey, your anxiety caused this problem, that sort of thing, so that we can say, you are probably in a malignant, toxic situation. Let me help you get to safety, that sort of thing. So can we save Gabby Petito? No. But can we remember her name? Can we use this situation to learn, to train, to help change the system? Absolutely, we can. And can that be justice for Gabby? Absolutely, it can. So let's use this moment and let's all put justice for Gabby in the comments, because that's how we can remember her and that's how there can be justice for Gabby. Okay, so for those of you who are looking for justice for Gabby, go ahead and put that in the comments. And for those of you who are looking for some kind of help for negotiation, I do have a free resource which you can grab at winmynegotiation.com. And for those of you who are in toxic relationships, I'm going to go ahead and put, as I have in other videos like this, the toll-free number for domestic violence, and I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Please call that or get to your local domestic violence shelter. Please get to safety, and let's have justice for Gabby. Let's use this as an opportunity for training and get change in the system, because that's all we can do now. We can't bring her back. Can't bring Brian Laundrie back. Hey, there's 2 kids here that are dead. Certainly couldn't rehabilitate either one of them. We can't change what happened here, but we can change the system going forward. That's what I wanted to say about that. So let's change the system. Let's use this as a teachable moment. That's all we can do. Thank you for listening. I'm Rebecca Zung. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, now's a great time to do that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thank you for being here, and I will definitely see you in the next video.